Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my second Hot Wheels custom that I have completed. I went with a post-apocalyptic or Gaslands build. I've always been into Mad Max ever since I was a little kid, so this was inevitable. We started out with the what is this? Hollowback. The Hollowback. This was given to me by my nephew, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to be a Gaslands right away. We're post-apocalyptic. I know there's rules and stuff to creating Gasland vehicles, like they're not supposed to have rolling wheels, and I think there's like special teams or factions or something like that, but a lot of people just seem to be calling these Gaslands builds, so that's what it is. And there's Rex crying in the background, dying for attention. But, gee, where do I begin? As soon as I started this, I instantly decided to paint it, and then realized that I had to put some stuff on it. So originally, I sprayed it black. It was a crazy orange color, which you can see. Different layers of paint and stuff. So I kind of half-assed trying to get the black paint off. I just took some a toothbrush and some super clean. Kind of started scrubbing it, and then got blotches and stuff off here and there, and then I kind of liked how that looked, so I left that. And then went over it later on with what is it? I think it was this one actually. This slate ultra matte gray. I thought that'd be a good color for a gang or faction or what have you, team of post-apocalyptic bandits. These guys specifically, this is number one of I don't know, I think four or five that I got planned. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, called the Asphalt Pirates. They're supposed to mainly be highway or road pirates, usually with Gaslands or post-apocalyptic stuff. See everybody going with off-roading capabilities, but this guy is specifically keeping it on the streets, which now that I think about it is kind of stupid considering this is a scout vehicle. Probably should be able to go anywhere and everywhere, but oh well. So let's see. The spikes here in the front are from thumbtacks. Just poked it through the, what I assume were the turn indicator, or maybe a high beam light holes or whatever, I don't know. Poked those through, glued them in, and then added a little bit of glue on the end to try and get like some stuck on flesh look to it. Hit it with a couple different colors of paint. Good focusing job. Couple different colors of paint to simulate skin and drying blood, stuff like that. Tried to paint some headlights in there, but I don't know. Those are kind of hard to do. Drilled out the grill just for fun. And then you got your typical weathering. Tried to drill out the exhaust a little bit as best I could. Wasn't going to go with any armor to try and keep it as light and maneuverable as possible, but then I figured I'd throw on at least some wood or something, just for a tiny bit of protection. The wood is actually a popsicle stick that I cut up a little bit and beat on and weathered. A little different style of outer caging, and I can get my phone to focus. Some barbed wire up there just for funsies, and the barbed wire is actually this stuff that I trimmed down with some scissors. I tried to leave a few spots where it's a little bit longer to kind of replicate barbed wire a little more, and there you can kind of see. And then, you know, I threw some weathering and stuff on there. Front wheels are from, oh man, down. Front wheels from this guy went on there, and the rear wheels are from this guy. Detailed the interior. And then the cage, I just cut out a little area for a driver to see, and then this little cutout area. Need a pointer. Whoops. I'll use this. And this area here is for the passenger and his sniper rifle. And then that's how they get in and out through the top there, since doors obviously are not useful. This is the satellite. The tip of the satellite is another thumbtack tip. It's pretty sharp and doubles as a weapon in case somebody wants to impale themselves on it. The satellite dish is actually, if you ever gotten some cheap furniture from like Target or Walmart or any of those big box places, you screw it together and then they got the caps to cover up the screws so you kind of can't see them. That's what that circular piece is, and then the wire, come on, focus. The wire holding it up is from jewelry section in like Michael's or Hobby Lobby in the findings area. It's just a flat end here, and I just bent the rest of it a little bit to fit down. And I guess that's supposed to be a spare wheel or something that they put in there, but or I don't know what the hell. But that seemed like a good mounting point for the satellite. And then, I mean, I guess these could double as nitrous bottles, or I don't know, it's filled up with something, but it's all weathered in there. The green is some growing algae. This piece here is from a circuit board, and I was originally going to use that to mount the CB antenna in one of the little holes in that thing that used to have a wire sticking out of it. But then when I was trimming the bottom of these spare tires, they got like the little domed nub at the back, and I wanted to cut it so they would sit flat on this little spare tire rack back here. And then this piece here is what I cut off, and then I was like, hey, that looks like a pretty good thing to mount the antenna on. So scrap the idea of mounting it in here. Jeez, I'm gonna break this thing. But I still wanted to use that, so I figured I'd mount it as kind of a exterior drum to hold some type of fluid, or I don't know, something, whatever. Use your imaginations. So yeah, then got the antenna there for the CB radio. Oh, cockpit's all detailed, but you can't really see too well anymore. If you go on my Instagram, there's some before photos, but the dash and everything is all done. Buttons and stuff. Let's see. You can kind of see them down there. And yeah, the spare tires are from the actual vehicle. And about it, really. Let's see if we can get different photos in the sunlight. Well, that's not helpful at all, is it? The back or the bottom a little bit. Let's go back in here. A little bit of detail under there. Didn't have any screws or anything at the time to seal it up, so I drilled it into the plastic post. So I drilled into those a little ways with I forget what size drill bit, but small enough to drill into the post. And then I sealed this with some E6000, which, hang on, I got it, I'm coming, hang on, wait for me. Use a little bit of that, seal it up. That should hold it plenty good for sitting on a shelf somewhere. So yeah, there you go. Scuffed it up back there. And just for authenticity's sake, can't imagine you doing too many alignments in the post-apocalyptic world. So it pulls to the right. Yeah. Don't get much more detailed than that. Use some burnt umber. Got flat black used, flat green, enamel I used for the algae, some dark tan I used on the interior at first, and some sand to kind of simulate some stuff. Oh, and I think I don't know, I went a little overboard on the weathering. I didn't want it to look this muddy, because I mean, he doesn't really have off-roading capabilities, so I went a little too heavy on this. This is my only like actual weathering stuff I have, which works really good for grime. If you got stuff that's really shiny chrome and you kind of want to leave it chrome, but it's a little too bright and fake looking, if you especially like wheels and stuff with spokes, if you hit it with this will sit in little crevices and stuff and kind of dull down the stock or original chrome that's on there. And or grills, does a good job on grills and wheels. Some rust. I only used a little bit on that on the edges of the satellite there. It's kind of hard to see, but I kind of liked how underneath the plastic was orange, and I kind of wanted to leave that like that, kind of like it was a fiberglass body or something like that. That was all orange, and so now it's kind of showing through from all the damage and whatnot. And these were all the colors that were used for the flesh and blood and stuff. These two reds are kind of more of a like a brownish red, so that kind of worked good for the for old drying blood, I guess. And then I got some metallic silvers and some gunmetals and this color shift. These I used on the engine here, because I kind of felt like these guys would kind of take pride in their engines, so I made them kind of nice and shiny looking, with a little bit of dirt and dust on them too, though. There's this red for the buttons on the inside and the fire extinguisher back there. And then I used some neutral gray. This is some flat aluminum. I think I used that underneath on the oil pan or the headers, but then I just covered it up with a bunch of grime and mud and stuff. Oh, the antenna here, can't even see it, but that is a cat whisker. If you have cats, you know whiskers randomly fall out, and they make for excellent WIP antennas. Looks like it's moving, sitting still. So yeah, here's some more. I used some gunship gray, some steel, and then the other weathering. Well, used chestnut and the nutmeg brown for the mud and stuff around the bottom. The antique white is what I used to try and do the headlights, with a little bit of black in there to try and get those like reflective lines that you can see in headlights or something. I don't know. They're okay. Not great. Could have done better. And then, see, I kind of went an unconventional route with mounting the wheels. That is very tiny wire. Kind of thought it'd be neat to use that instead of just gluing them on the rack or whatever. And that is from this, which these little black things are used in fishing, usually with plastic worms. And if you want to use a weight, use a bullet weight on top of the plastic worm, and you put this before the bullet weight so the weight doesn't slide up and down your fishing line. There's other uses for those as well, but this wire is super thin, so that's what I used for that. And That's it. One more algae buildup on the dashboard there. Oh, and I named this guy Radar for obvious reasons. So, hope you like it. Excited to do my next one, but we have several things cooking up. Including this guy here. The quick little wheel swap. Gonna add some gold details. I don't know, probably in the grill somewhere, and on the interior was chrome chassis. Super clean, took care of that pretty good. And upon taking this apart, I found out that there's an engine under here, and I was considering drilling out the holes for the hood, but I kind of want to keep this paint job, and I don't know how well I'm going to be able to get those out without screwing anything up. If you got any tips on doing that, please let me know. But thank you, Mr. Shorter's Diecast, for these wheels. I think they're going to look pretty good on here. But I kind of want to detail that engine and be able to show that too. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So, there it is. Thanks for watching, and for all you guys that are subbed up, thank you. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm probably forgetting a bunch more shit like usual, but that's what happens. Toodles. I did forget more. I threw some shrink tubing on the front tires here to make my own real riders, and then I sanded them down. Oh, I don't have my phone in it on the thing anymore. But yeah, I sanded them down so it looked like they were used. I didn't put any of the shrink tubing on the rear, but I sanded those too to give them a nice used look. So yeah, okay, now that's everything.